Welcome to Driving.ca, I'm Jay Canna, and when you think of hybrid compact sedans, it's usually the Toyota Corolla or the Honda Civic that are top of mind. But behind me is a car whose theme song should be Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. I'm talking about the 2025 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid. In this video, we'll go through some key numbers, we'll talk about how it drives, we'll talk about all the features and benefits it has, plus a couple that it doesn't have, and we'll wrap up with pricing and competition. Starting off on the numbers side of things, the Elantra Hybrid runs off a 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine, 139 horsepower, 195 pound-feet of torque, and it's through a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission, which is a big change because the majority of other hybrids run off an eCVT. Now, on the fuel consumption side, it is, as you'd expect, very low. Just how low is it? Well, it's 4.8 in the city, 4.5 on the highway, for a combined total of 4.7. That is one of the lowest in the modern market for hybrid vehicles. The hybrid does get a smaller gas tank at 42 liters compared to the 47 liters in the non-hybrid trims, and quick math tells me that you can go almost 1,000 kilometers per full tank of fuel here. You'll likely get more depending on your driving habits and how often you engage the fully electric mode, but again, quick math, which is the 42 liters divided by 4.7, has me out at nearly 1,000 kilometers. Driving wise, the Elantra Hybrid performs quite well, and it's a combination of two key things: having that dual clutch transmission and having the 195 pound-feet of torque, whereas some other competitors are a little on the lethargic side, and there's not as much get up and go, and there's not as much pep. There is plenty of it here. It feels like a gasoline car, and you know, it's got the best of both worlds because even though it is a hybrid, it's got some of the driving characteristics that a full-out internal combustion engine has. So there's plenty of passing power, it's peppy, it's quick to respond. I don't think you're going to beat anybody off the line with it, but know that it's got a little more oomph than the gasoline counterpart. On city streets, especially when you have the EV mode kicked in, it's relatively quiet in the cabin. It's when you get to higher speeds that the road noise bleeds in a little bit. But consider the class of vehicle that we have here with the Elantra Hybrid. It's not a luxury vehicle, but despite it not being a luxury vehicle, the ride quality is quite good. Road noise, not too bad. You know, it's livable, and if you happen to be a little annoyed with the extra road noise at higher speeds, just crank up your 8-speaker Bose audio system and that will drown out all the noise without any issues. There are 3 drive modes here, and they are Eco, Sport, and Smart. And a little bit of an annoyance for me is that regardless of what mode you leave the car in when you shut it off, it always defaults to Eco when you start back up again. So not a deal breaker at all, just something I've noticed in my few days of driving the Elantra Hybrid. With its small footprint, it's easy to drive, easy to park, and easy to maneuver in tight urban situations, so no issues there. And could it have used a 360 camera? Sure. Did it need it? Not at all. The regular backup camera does just fine. Last touch on the driving side will be just how eager the Elantra Hybrid is to want to go into that full-out EV mode. Most cases, you've got to be really delicate with your right foot and find that sweet spot. But I found with the Elantra Hybrid, yes, there's a bit of sensitivity in the accelerator to get to that, but it's not nearly as severe as it is with its competitors. As the Elantra Hybrid only comes in one trim, being a luxury trim, Hyundai has loaded it up with all sorts of features and benefits, and some of the highlights include standard heated front seats, standard heated steering wheel, wireless charging, leatherette seats instead of cloth. You get a standard size sunroof. I touched on the 8-speaker Bose audio system, which does sound pretty good. You get a 10.25-inch infotainment screen, and you get a matching 10.25-inch instrument cluster. Very cool, especially for this price point, and which I'll get to later, and for this class of vehicle. And you get a 64 color ambient light selection, which is a pretty nice touch again for this class of vehicle. There is plenty of standard safety. Some of the highlights here include your lane departure warning, your lane keep assist, high beam assist, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, adaptive cruise control, and highway drive assist. So thank you, Hyundai, for not skimping out on safety here. Contrasting that, here are a few things that I wish the Elantra Hybrid had, but I don't think it'll be a deal breaker because they don't. It's only a manual adjustable driver's seat, and thankfully there's a height adjustment component, but not a power seat at all. And over on the passenger side, it's a four-way seat, so there is no height adjustment there. There's no wireless Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, even though there's wireless charging. So maybe in the next iteration of the Hyundai Elantra, they'll add that in. And the final piece here, which may be a deal breaker to some, it's front-wheel drive only. In fact, all Hyundai Elantras for 2025 are front-wheel drive only. And I mention that because the Corolla Hybrid for 3 out of the 4 trims does come with all-wheel drive. Let's wrap up with pricing and competition. So the MSRP for the 2025 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid comes in at $31,099, a slight increase from the 2024 model. There are two main competitors to the Elantra Hybrid, one being the Honda Civic, and in its top form being the Sport Touring. That MSRP is $37,000, so a significant increase over what we have here. Now, fuel consumption figures average out at 4.9, so very close to what we have here. And the other being the Toyota Corolla Hybrid. There's a bit of an asterisk because the only front-wheel drive trim for the Corolla Hybrid comes in at $27,090, and that has the same fuel consumption as we have here at 4.7. But if we're going top shelf to top shelf, that puts us with the Corolla Hybrid XSE all-wheel drive, which is a little different than this front-wheel drive here, all-wheel drive with the Corolla. And that MSRP comes in at $36,355, so not exactly a fair comparison, again, because the Elantra Hybrid is front-wheel drive only. But as far as overall value goes for what you're getting inside the vehicle, the ride quality, and just the overall joy of driving a hybrid, again, I'm going back to that 195 pound-feet of torque and the 6-speed dual-clutch transmission compared to the ECVTs. I see a lot of value here in the 2025 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid. And as I mentioned in the beginning, the first thoughts are in the world of compact sedan hybrids are the Corolla and the Civic. But don't count out the Elantra Hybrid. Again, there's so much it has going for it, and the one thing it doesn't have going for it is brand awareness. I feel a lot of people know that the Hyundai Elantra exists. I feel a very small amount of those people know that there's a hybrid offering. Let us know if you have any questions on the 2025 Hyundai Elantra Hybrid. We are always happy to get you answers as soon as possible, and we're always happy to engage in respectful conversation online. For more news, reviews, and information you can use on hybrids and compact sedans, and compact sedan hybrids for that matter, visit our website, which is Driving.ca, and we invite you to join us on our social media platforms. For Driving.ca, I'm Jay Canna.